Hello everyone, my name is Zoofluencer and welcome to the Blind Shell Challenge video. Today I'm gonna take a look at the habitat that I created from the shell, but first a quick introduction of course. You might have already seen videos like this on other channels because this was put together by the wonderful SimplySavannah. And she gave us a challenge, so she put together a group of content creators, 8 in total I think, which is Beyond True TV, Zekin, Masked Bandit, Thrive, Leaf, myself, Sdanwolf, and of course SimplySavannah. So all those people created a shell, and I will quickly show you what we had to do. So we had to create a habitat with only the barriers. So you can use concrete, glass, or you can also use null barriers. But this is the shell that I got from Sdanwolf. So first we created the shell. So we were assigned a animal, we had to create a shell for that, and then the shell was passed on to the next creator who had to create a habitat out of it. So once you get the shell, you are not allowed to adjust any barriers, to adjust any pathing, and to adjust any terrain. You were allowed to paint the terrain itself, but you were not allowed to adjust it. So this was the wonderful shell that I got from SDN, and as you can see, he gave me a bit of a challenge, so I had to create a habitat for the cheetah, and this is what he came up with. He tried to make everything crooked as possible, I think. So when you look at the top, it it looks horrible. So yeah, first when I got this, I had like zero inspiration for it, but I just started off, and it took me 8 hours to create something that I was happy with. And so I didn't record a speed build video, and I just wanted to do it like this. I wanted to do a stop motion video from this one, but as you might know, I'm in the middle of a move, and I'm sitting here surrounded by boxes, and I just don't have the time right now to figure out how to make a stop motion video out of it. But hopefully you will see something like this on the channel very soon. Of course, I'm really sorry there haven't been any uploads for like 4 or 5 weeks. While I'm recording this, it's only 1 week left for the big move, and hopefully I got everything set up quite fast. So I will be back very soon with some new content. But yeah, so please hold on to that. But yeah, let's start to take a look at the final habitat. Just keep this in mind, and then we will switch to the final habitat right now, and I will give you a quick tour. So there we are, the final habitat. And you can see it was a challenge, and it took me a lot of time to create this, but I think it came out really well, and it looks like a Zoofluencer habitat. I have to agree. I think I used around 20,000 rocks for this, but let's start with the beginning. So as you might remember, there was like a little crooked glass barrier right over here, and we created this little viewing area on this side. I'm really happy with the result. I used the what's it called? The Australia decorative panel logs to create like some intended benches, because the pathing that was underneath here was like completely crooked and misplaced. So I wasn't able to place any benches. So I used a lot of intended stuff in this habitat. I just tried to cover up all the concrete barriers with rocks. Put some nice education over here, some custom fencing, also some intended bins over here. I wasn't able to place any bins, and I wasn't allowed to add any pathing, so I covered everything up, and it looks like the guests are able to go over here. Of course they aren't, because there's no pathing underneath here, but I wanted to create like another viewing area on this side, as you can see, and I did the same thing all around the habitat. So intended pathing over here, and it looks like there should be another habitat over here, another area, so you can walk right down this way, but you will have another viewing spot right over here. I wanted to do like a little building section over here, but this barrier was way too low. If you put the archer down, his head will hit this metal beam basically, so you weren't really able to put any roofing on top of it. So that's why I did it like this. Some really nice little features that I added over here. I created a couple of them, I think 2. That's a couple, right? Yeah. Anyway, so the idea behind this one was that kids are able to climb up. Of course, I didn't really think about safety over here, but let's say it's not that high, then when they drop down, yeah, they don't break a leg or anything. But kids can climb up here and have a really cool view through the glass on the cheetahs and on the beautiful waterfall. I created this especially for SDN, but we will take a closer look at that. Another viewing spot with the intended benches and a nice little bin on this side, and the same thing over here, but over here we did think about the safety. So kids only, they were able to climb up the stairs, and they will have another cool look inside this little cave, and they are not able to drop down. So I did think about safety right over there, but yeah, not on the other side. I'm sorry about that. Then we come to the habitat itself. So there was like a little, I'm not sure if it was intended, yes or no. So it was like a little river. So I put some water in there, created a nice little waterfall because I know SDN loves them. And one of the tips that I got from SimplySavannah was think like SDN while we was creating this barrier. So I tried to do that, and I started off with a waterfall and just a lot of random pieces. It's a bit of a different build for me at this one, but I really like the result, so I hope you guys do as well. But let's take a look at the building. As you might remember, there were like 2 staff buildings in here. I covered everything up, but as you can see in the actual building itself, you might see some barriers going through like this, because nothing was straight in here. So I just covered everything up, and I made it look straight from the top, but you can still see the actual shell. Right over here you will have a nice a little place to lay down for the cheetahs. I wanted to do an indoor area, but I just didn't have the time. We had a 3-week deadline, which was back in January or something, but I just didn't have time to do a indoor section, because this was intended to be a indoor part for the animals, that you could separate them and stuff like that. But I did create a nice little backdoor staff area with some jeeps and some pallets, and just to make it look a little bit more interesting and realistic as well. So a bit of a different video today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. A big thank you to SimplySavannah and all the other content creators. Make sure you check their videos out as well. I think I'm one of the last in the schedule for uploading. There will be a tour on SimplySavannah, her channel. She will put together all the habitats in one big zoo. I will wish her the best with doing that, because that's a horrible job, but I'm really curious to see that result. So make sure you check all the videos out. I will put a link down in the description to everyone's channel, so you can check out the videos. And I wish you all the best, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.